It's the season finale of the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series, the EuroNASCAR Pro title on the line in the glorious surroundings of the Automotodrom Grobnik in Croatia. It's been a long road to the season decider. There have been twists and turns, and it's Alan Day who currently has the championship advantage over Gianmarco Ercoli. Let's see how we got here then. It started off at the Valencia circuit, the Circuit Ricardo Tormo, and it was Nicola Rocca who had the first victory of the 2022 season. However, regular service would resume with Alan Day claiming his first win in race 2 at Valencia. On to Brands Hatch, and one of the more dramatic weekends of the year. As is customary, we saw drama between Day and Ercoli in race 2. And that allowed Alexander Graf to claim a win. Alan Day in the first race claiming his second win of the year. It was side by side between Ercoli and Day at the start of the American Festival of Rome at Vallelunga, and they would end up with a win apiece that weekend. On to Most, and Most provided a good opportunity for Alan Day. He had some great running. However, a good opportunity for Sebastian Bleekemolen as well. He got his one and so far only win of the year. Alan Day claiming another victory and extending his points lead heading into Zolder. Zolder was never meant to be a race for Alan Day, but he did a one-off appearance with Speedhouse. Meanwhile, Gianmarco Ercoli and co moved up the order and made hay while the sun shined. Points and positions gained. Gianmarco Ercoli drew himself within 6 points of Alan Day's points lead coming into this weekend. Alan Day in the number 40 car back at Zolder. He's now in the 24 once again, as he has been all season here in Croatia. You see there, we've got 2 races to come with Alan Day as our points leader. The team's getting ready to send the cars out onto the Automotodrom Grobnik, a circuit with 17, or make that 18 corners. And it is a circuit that suits these cars to a T. You can carry a lot of speed through the positive cambered turns around this facility. And who carried the most speed in qualifying? Regular viewers will not be surprised to find out that it was this man, Alan Day, who claimed pole position.
I'm out of breath, you know. That was tough qualifying. But I'm really happy we did it, and hopefully we can grab the win, and and let's talk after the race, because all I'm focused about is the race right now, and I don't think about not pole position. I don't have the time to be happy. So again, thanks a lot to my team and everybody that works really hard, and let's finish the job.
A hyper-focused Alan Day then getting ready to try and extend that points lead. Fans on the grid, as always, soaking in the EuroNASCAR experience. And they were soaking in what would be a fabulous weekend of racing for 2 championships. Alan Day focusing on his championship. He's got Patrick Lemery alongside him on the front row. Ercoli, his main championship rival, is behind him. Alexander Graf, third in the points, is down on row 8 of the grid, so he could be a non-factor going into Sunday if he can't make up positions. It's Alan Day who leads into the first couple of corners, and Gianmarco Ercoli does exactly what he needed to do, and that's get himself ahead of Patrick Lemery. If the win goes to Gianmarco Ercoli, he would end up 4 points clear of Alan Day if he finished second. So it's imperative that Ercoli tries to get past Alan Day in this one. Everyone through the Rijeka bend, turn 5, cleanly for the first time of asking, except for one. Unfortunately, Max Lanza in a spin. Speak too soon. And that's what happens. Unfortunately, Max Lanza with the spin, but he kept it going. Meanwhile, Gianmarco Ercoli closing in massively under braking. Down at the Zagreb bend, turn 15-16. You see Liam Hazeman side by side further back in the order. Of course, Hazeman's has a championship to fight for later on, and side by side as well between Nicola Rocca and Giorgio Maggi. Claudio Remigio Capelli involved in this battle for 8th place as well. Almost 3 wide into the first corner. Got Frederic Gabillon keeping a watching brief behind as well. There's Roman Iannetta in the 46 car. Of course, Liam Hasemans, we mentioned him. He'll be in EuroNASCAR 2 this weekend as well. He will be fighting for that championship along with Alberto Nasca. Gabillon defending from a trio of cars. Henri Tuamala and last year's EuroNASCAR 2 champion Martin Dubek both keeping a watching brief as Iannetta slipstreams behind Frederic Gabillon. Iannetta pulls out. He has the outside line for turn 2 there. He's not quite able to get alongside the number 3 on this occasion. There's the number 8 car. This is Dario Casso into the Zagreb bend. I think he's, outbraked himself a bit. And trying to get the car stopped. The rear end just let go. And unsurprisingly, with the car embedded in the gravel that close to the racing surface, the safety car has been called upon for the first time. But green flag waves, and we're back to a 2x2 rolling start. Coley getting the opportunity to start side by side with Alan Day. I'm sure he's relishing that. They're side by side into the first corner, and Alan Day makes sure that Gianmarco Coley wasn't going to get past, and Patrick Lemery sensed his opportunity, looked to the inside, but couldn't quite get past. Alan Day did everything he needed to do there. All of these championship contenders, I think, would prefer not to see those safety cars because the 2x2 rolling starts have so much jeopardy attached. Everyone cleanly through that 2x2 formation rolling start. The field starting to spread out again through this wonderfully flowing Automotodrom Grobnik layout. Off track there from Claudio Remeggio Capelli, and Romain Iannetta with a bad run onto the back straight. It's allowed Henri Tuamala through into 5th place. Tuamala, who's looking to seal the Challenger Trophy here this weekend. And the further up the order he gets, the better his chance of doing that, of course. Giorgio Maggi trying to find a way past Vittorio Garelli. Garelli in the 36 car had his best weekend of the year by quite a comfortable margin, it must be said, at the Zolder circuit. He'll be looking for that run of fortune to continue in his favour this weekend. Out of Rijeka Bend he goes. Looks like a train of cars is forming behind the number 36. Let's see if Garelli can hold them off. Through the sweep as he goes once again in the middle sector of the circuit, about to go onto the back straight, and it looks as though Giorgio Maggi has a good run. Something coming off the 36 car by the looks of it there. He's lacking for straight line speed, and maybe that's why the car flames out underneath Garelli. That engine let go in no uncertain terms, and it may have put some oil down as well, because you see the 14 car of Mark Goossens and the 56 of Nicolo Rocca both off track immediately after. But a big moment for Garelli, and a big moment in the race for Gianmarco Ercoli as well. Ercoli on the back of the 24 car, the PK Car Sport entry of Alan Day, the 54, the Pink Peril from the Cal Racing stable, following them. No move made by Gianmarco Ercoli, but it's very close between the two of them. And a bit of a lock-up there from Alan Day. Still gets the car around the corner, thankfully. What we really don't want to see is this championship decided by an incident. Certainly not an unforced error. That would be rather anticlimactic for a battle that has been spectacular all year long. Ercoli and Day were scrapping at the very first round in Valencia in race 2. They got rather physical at one point at Brands Hatch on the circuit, lots of contact. Meanwhile, Mark Goossens just ahead of Alexander Graf here. This battle for 9th place, Leonardo Colavita following behind. And Graf could do with the points, it must be said. Starting all the way down in 18th position. In theory, if he continues up the order, he can get the most positions gained award, which is worth 8 points on this double points season finale weekend. Alan Day, cognizant of the fact that the double points mean he's got to take this victory in order to retain the championship lead. As it stands, he'd go into the season finale with a 16-point lead, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Advantage Alan Day in the championship then. Meanwhile, Alexander Graf has gotten past Mars Goossens. Claudio Remeggio Capelli all over the back of him, but I don't think Goossens is going to yield any further positions. I wonder if that was a little bit of Speedhouse tactician work there. Alexander Graf moving up to 9th place ahead of Mark Goossens, Capelli and Cola Vita, but it's Alan Day who claims the win in the 24 car and an extended points lead.
Yeah, he was there the whole time. He was there the whole time. He was pushing, I knew, and I guess he knew this is about the championship. And that was the battle for a championship. This is how we call it, battle for the championship. I'm still need to catch my breath. That was a tough race, I have to say.
A tough race for certain. Alan Day celebrating with the biggest pot. The win in the overall race, and Giorgio Maggi taking the championship lead going into the finale in juniors. The Challenger Trophy, favour of Henri Tuamala then going into the season finale. We had fire, we had action on the circuit, and that builds nicely to the final round of the 2022 EuroNASCAR Pro Championship. Can Alan Day hold on to his 16-point advantage going into the season finale?